One, three, two, one. Welcome on to Random Podcast. Welcome to episode 22 of the podcast. I'm actually gonna make sure if I'm correct. Hey, welcome on to Random Podcast, you guys. We are gonna be doing some more stuff. I actually got to log in, but it's confirmed we are in episode 22 of the podcast. If not, let's welcome on to Random Podcast. Podcast is simple. I took a break, a week break, because um, there were no matches for CDL into the fourth. I guess you can see by the screen. But there are not many other news. There was MLB news, MLB season starting up, but I feel like I might not cover it until once we get to halfway, which is the All Star break. Once we get to the All Star break, I think I'll be covering more on beat stuff because there like no other sports news. Hockey is beginning to play out, so maybe we cover that one, and same thing with me. We'll talk about those for later on. But usually the next coming podcast until I don't know when to basically play out for basketball. There's sports man, so it's today for now. We'll talk about that once March and once whole bunch starts ending. I'm gonna have to. I will start talking about more, but one I usually want to get focused on a podcast, which talk about CDL stuff. And man, am I somewhat annoyed at Major too, but already. But I struggle. The three O's all across the three O's, the Surge 3-0, Ocho Surge 3-0 was expected. Well, Ocho losing 3-0 was not expected, but really it was the Cloud9 roster, so that really people say, hey, might have been there's something different. I'm actually gonna bring up the bracket instead. I can talk about the bracket. Yeah. But Surge 3 Ravens, I saw that coming from a mile away. And then on the other news, what is the other news is were for the 3-1 Breach beating Thieves. Did not expect that. And then 3-0 phase, I already expected that. 3-0 9 Ultra. I think I'm actually people want to watch it, and then people really do want to watch and care about. I spoiled something. It's this match right under the Thieves versus Boston matchup. And then we talk about the other winner from two matchups. Surge Breach 3-1 and Phase 3-1, Count 9. None of the matches were good. In the winner bracket for Saturday. So any good match maybe on Saturday you can watch. You want to watch Optic getting the win, you can watch that. You can watch Deep beating Heretics, or you can watch Deep beating some Roy Ravens. The match ended so quick. But that's how those happening. As usual, we are getting some bottom four teams. Obviously, Falcons struggling, Greater Mates struggling. Then Greater Mates Falcons are two main struggles. Optics struggling a bit. When I see them lose to Ultra Neko, when everything Ultra made a 3-0 bracket run. Thieves 3-0 Cloud9. I thought 3-0 Thieves versus Boston, because Thieves can win, but they put Boston versus Ultra. In reality, the teams are lost in the winners run to automatically end the run, and nothing too crazy throughout the rest of the bracket. Thieves losing 3-0 to Ultra. I saw that coming. The Ultra team had on the map count until the elimination final where they lost Surge 3-1. And then the grand final. This grand final was dumb. I don't thought Surge maybe do better. One hater pissed. They wanted to get some two. But I mean, looking back at the score, it's not even that close at all. So really, the bracket was more one-sided, and through my predictions, uh, you can see. But hey, due to news, this is the second time. This is back-to-back major where the number 1 seed have lost to an 8 seed. And number 1 had lost to an 8 seed up in the winner bracket. The last time this happened was back to Major 1 in Madrid, where Miami won it. And then now Boston beating the Thieves. And also, if you check the standings, this league standings are more in favor. We're going to go to the standings. Standings are, that's the Major 3 Chronicle standings, are like this. Phase up at 330, then Thieves 270, Ultra 210, Ravens 190. The top 4 didn't change at all. And then But in reality, how the bracket is. Shoot, how the bracket look like? The bracket is looking like Falcons and Gorilla Mates, and both those teams are struggling a lot. Which one I know you can say that the Falcons and Gorilla Mates don't get, but is I think top 4 maybe in the upcoming majors. Yeah, it's not get no names top 4 in any. They're gonna get top 2, and then they gotta get top 2 and then win a whole bunch of stages to stay in. What is it? That's the 60 points difference between 10th and 11th and the other side. 12th to 10th is 90, and then 8th is literally 170 points. I think the top two to stay in the running, top 3 to stay in the. I think top 6 to run anything lower is then which one? Hey, there are some newses, a whole bunch of newses, which we're going to talk about each news, and then we add in. This is gonna be interesting. Like if this season and right now, FaZe, Heretics, Thief, Boston, Ultra, Optic, Raven, Surge. The poor Raven Surge matchup is not gonna end. But yeah, in reality, throughout the team, look at the team. Falcons are 0-18, 954. Great Mates have they're 4-15, 28-47, and they look at the top two. Top two are above 70 wins, 74-37, 75-37. What is 28? What is 28 plus 9? They have the same amount. They have the same amount of game wins as losses to the two top teams. And 75 and 40. What is it? That's above 140, maybe 120. I think that's up there. That's saying something. But yeah, it might be because the top two teams right now are Fade, Steves, and Surge, top 3-ish. I don't know, his Surge rank. That's why about what we are going to be doing this tier list, which is, I'm going to call it Elimination. I'm going to call it Elimination, S tier. Yeah, S tier, which is safe, and then Elimination. So basically, we're ranking teams based on where I think they might be. Or should we? No, I'm going to keep it up to D tier. So A, B, C, D. Or S, A, B, C, D. Before we do that, we are going to do prediction for Friday matches. I'm recording this on Thursday, so we'll be doing this prediction for tomorrow matchups. Which one? I might have some hot takes. Vegas versus Surge. From the one I said, we're doing like the back kind of thing here. That's basically this, but we doing it into each match now. Okay, so Vegas versus Surge. I think Surge still wins the game, even though Falcons are the new team. I'm not saying they want Rocket versus Optic. I think Optic get back on their winning ways, so Optic the win. Oh, and then for everybody wanting matches now, due to there being no minor, there's 5 matches per team. So each team will play 5 matches, and then it'll be consecutive. So April 4th, 5th, 6th, 11, 12, 13, 18, 19, 20, 20, and then we're done. And then major is nearly 24 to 27. Alright, continue. FaZe Ultra. I think FaZe win because FaZe is up there. I think Ultra maybe takes a map up of them. I think games end 3-1, 3-2, and a 3-1 or 3-2 for the FaZe. Saturday predictions. Saturday predictions. I'm gonna move this over here and that right there. So it can be easy. Saturday predictions. Miami Falcons. I think Falcons will get this game. And I'll tell you guys why. Great Mates versus Ravens. I think Ravens still get this game. C9 versus Optic. Optic get that win. Reality, I think, and I think there's one more Saturday match, if I'm correct. There is Ultra versus Boston. I'm gonna give it to. I'm gonna give it to Boston. I think Boston gets the upset. And then I'll explain each match later. Sunday, Rocker, Boston. I'll give it to Rocker. So prediction wrong? I guess it in. FaZe, Ravens, FaZe. And Thieves Surge. Do I think Thieves just get this win, but I think it's close. So I want to go through each match on the microwave section, and then we really do not need this no more. So in big reality, the Surge will get the win against the Falcons due to the history. But I feel like it's gonna be close to one. Falcons did make a change. Almost every single team made a change. Literally, almost every single team made a change, which is crazy. I'll have to get the win against Rocket, even though I feel like it will be close because they made a big change. And then FaZe will get the win against whoever they are playing, but reality, I think that's close. And then Falcons, Ravens, Optic, Boston. I think this Saturday predictions are going to be my upsets. I think these are my predictions for upset. Falcons, for sure, an upset. That'll be the first win ever in the CDL. Games are usual. Optic is usual. And then Boston. Boston beat then Boston whoever Boston playing against, I forgot. Already Boston versus Ultra, whoever wins that game. That's an upset right there for me. And then Sunday Rocker face Steve. Rocker will get technically an upset, but not really. And then FaZe and Thief are confirmed. Thievish, I'm a little worried about because they've been struggling. But reality, I feel like this finally the second half of the season. Yes, this is the second half of the season. That's why we're doing our tier list. I feel like there we can. What is it? By the way, to make it like a little bit better, and the league can get more competitive and throughout the. Basically, it's gonna be like way better. And then finally, your tier list, which is one that's gonna take forever. Our tier list. In here, I have all. In here, I have. Okay. Give me one sec, you guys are now want to be seen on the screen. So I can deal with this. Alright, sorry about that. I'm fixed so no nothing sure. So I have all here all 12 teams. Right. I'm gonna talk about each team and each team performance. Let's start with everyone. Atlanta FaZe. I'm putting Atlanta FaZe as right now the only S team. I really do not think there is another S team. I don't really think there's another. Look at FaZe. FaZe won minor one, major one, and what they lost minor two. They won major one, minor one, and then major two. They're the only team to win two majors and the minor. So they're 3 for 4 in major fan. Plus their team looking wonderful. Even though I'm a Thief fan, and even though I'm ready to like face it all, come on, do or pass right with Thieves. Here's some of the matches I don't care about. I feel like that. I feel like it could go either way, and my camera blocking it. So I'm gonna move my camera. I'll move my camera more to the middle. Yeah, so I'm putting right in the middle. But in reality, I think FaZe is the only S tier. They were the only team. They were one of the only teams not to make us switch it up. And people were saying, "Hey, our FaZe back in its home form? Do we see what is the core FaZe? This is a game that's similar to core, but not really." Oh, yeah, yeah. But yeah, there's that. Another team that didn't make a switch, which one I'm surprised didn't, is the Royal Ravens. I thought the Ravens were going to make some of a switch, like not too big of a switch. I'm going to switch one of their players out, but in reality, the Ravens did not make a switch at all. And I'm checking that right now. Literally, my past couple days is having Twitter open. I'm gonna just confirm. I'm going to go to Carol. I'm here on Carolina Ravens page, and their team literally does the same thing. Yeah, so there's no change for them at all. For Ravens, I'm gonna put them in the middle of B tier. I don't think they're an A team. I do not think they're a C team, and I for sure do not think they're a D team. They're a mid team because one how their placement. And look at their entire placement. They get what is it? They get top four, major one. Minors they make it to um minors they make it to the final, losing to FaZe. So that's cross amount of the S tier. And then all through many of the big losses I have seen that are not even close. Their loss happened to Thieves, Surge, who are not for sure a rank above them and all. So that's why I feel like they're right here due to due to how the placement or due to how I feel like the Ravens can give you the extra win against maybe some of these top tier teams like the Surge beating the Fate, even though they already beat the Fate back in. You go back to what is the major qualifiers. This is why I'm like this is why I feel like Ravens are perfect right here. People on Raven fans, if you guys disagree with me, that's fine. These are my predict. These are my thoughts. But I know Raven fans might get a little bit pissed. But I'm saying it for sure. There's only two A tiers, and I know for sure you guys know not D tiers. And really, I did not see no D tiers until later on. Moving on to Boston, the Boston Breach. I'm gonna go back on Twitter, and here the Boston Breach. Their Boston Breach is still the exact same team. And in reality, I had a Boston a bit lower than expected. I had Boston right now as C team, which I want to bring up back to CDL settings. Cool. On these CDL settings are gonna help me. I'm gonna help me better. Boston's right now an 11. No. Boston's right now a 6 seed. You compare it to Ravens or first seed. You compare it to Surge, FaZe, or you compare it to FaZe, Thieves. They're right now a top two. So in reality, I feel like the Boston might be a B tier / maybe a high C tier. In reality, I'm putting right now a B tier, and I'm gonna put it behind the Royal Ravens. Only reason I'm saying behind the Royal Ravens have been doing a little bit better. Like one more time, if I check the standing, Ravens are now a 190. It's because the California Breach does have an upset against Steve. So don't forget about that. It literally just happened, and also a couple quarters ago. But in reality, I think Boston can make it up there to the A tier. In reality, I only see two A tiers. Which one? I don't think we're close. Never mind, we are close to one of them. Bam. Now we move on to the LA Thieves. As a non-biased fan, I am saying Thieves are A tier. But I'm saying this because they're not an S tier. The S tier is fame. There's no other team in S tier. None of these teams have a been S tier. Heretics, Cloud9, Rocker, none of these teams have a chance to become an S tier. FaZe the reason S tier because they won 3 of the events out of 4 events. One event that they lost was the event where T won it. And this is the team being top 2, and this is basically the roster. I know the team and struggle due to their 3-1 loss and then their placement. They battle out in loser semis. What is it? Top 4 for Team, which one? They're not expected. They went from top 2 to top 4. This is not where Team want to be. I think they're going to be pushing the hip farther, but in reality, it's only saying this as a way to say, to give Steve the ability to. I'm losing my voice because I'm being weird. Ability, a way to say that, hey, Steve, I know you can push through, and if I rank that F, people are going to be a little bit more pissed at me. I'm gonna put my computer charger away. Alright. Well, alright, the screen on Dr. Figure, my bad. But yeah, that's the reason why I'm saying that the D's are A tier. The other A tier D that I maybe can pull up here, it's Surge or Ultra. But we'll get there when we get there. Next, we have Miami. Miami did make a change. And this change, it's actually, it's a bit interesting, but when I see it, their change was, once I get there, let me find it real quick. once I get there. Their change was super is in, so their stuff is in for Lucky on the silent letter. In reality, Lucky has been struggling for a bit, and is confirmed. I have seen him play, and as a Miami guy, I have seen him struggle. But in reality, I feel like where I could put Miami, it's a C tier. The only reason why I'm saying Miami is a C tier because they're 8 plays and they're barely holding on to it by 5 points. Carolina, which Carolina they pushing it. Carolina has literally been bumped up a tier, which one they literally don't make no changes. So right now I'm gonna do Carolina in third and Heretic back to it. Heretic has been a team that people say, hey, how is the team gonna do? Which in reality, seeing Super in for Lucky was actually a choice that I feel like helped the team a lot. Super did play somewhat iffy throughout the first game that he played with. He was a sub for Lucky, but in reality, we saw where that went, and then we saw how it went too. I feel like now since they have experienced a week break, and so how many times the week break can help many teams, or can surprise many teams, like we see. I feel like this is where the team should be for now. Same thing with Cloud9. Cloud9 is in 10th place, right behind right behind Miami Heretics. Miami's at 100, they are at 95. I feel like, and also Cloud9 was at the bottom of the list. Cloud9 was a D tier. In reality, Cloud9 was very low C tier slash D tier due to my thoughts. But in reality, I feel like there are teams that might be down here, but might surprise me. These are my reaction before, and then the match started. So these are my reaction before we know teams compare. We don't know how the new teams are. Cause so many teams down here, like what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 teams that are left down here of 6 have made changes. Miami have made a small change, which was super for Lucky. Cloud9 made nobody. Ravens, Boston, Thieves, FaZe have made nobody. Even though people were saying that there might have been a Thieves change, but it didn't happen. Because for people who confuse about it, saying why are there changes even though it's middle of the season? It's basically like regular sport. You're allowed to send a team down to Premier League and you're allowed to send in Premier League. That basically what happened. Once a major ends, roster may open up and teams can sign whoever they want. It could be from challengers, and if it could be somebody else from a different team who has been dropped once. A team get dropped, it's free agent. Basically, free agency happens once a major ends. It only happens once a major ends. It cannot happen during minor. If it happens during minor, I think only can happen as an emergency sub. But chances that happen are very rare. We have seen emergency sub before, but never after a major. Yeah. Moving on. Rocker. Rocker right now is at 10th place, 90 points. Behind a win behind Ravens, or win behind Miami. But they made a change. Kenny has joined Rocker. Did not expect it. For number one, Podex is out. Kenny is in. I have no words for this. I have no words. In reality, was this needed? Yes. Am I happy for Kenny? Yes, I am. Am I interesting? Am I surprised with the team? Yes, I am. For number one, this Kenny thing had been confirmed for two different teams. One of them was Rocker, of course. Another team was the Ravens, the Roy Ravens, and there was a third team, which was the Falcon, but the Falcon won remote entity due to the other news. But I really think Rocker might do better. But in reality, they have better with their team. Their team might be Ezreal, Geo, and what is it? Ezreal, Geo, Kenny, and then I'm forgetting one. Oh, and Nero. I think where I'm gonna put Rocker, it's a bomb C tier. for now. I feel like they can push it up to B, and I feel like they can also follow to D with the Kenny. Don't forget how bad Kenny been playing for the Capital, even though he's a world champ. And that awkward ring ceremony on what is it on Friday was one of the most awkward ring ceremonies I've ever seen. I cannot post a clip, but you search up what is it TDL League or watch live stream on Twitter page. Maybe someone posted, but very awkward. But in reality, I feel like the change that was needed, but I feel like Kenny might struggle for a bit, and I don't know like how this roster is going to be for now. I'm saying that this is fine for Rocker, a C team. Another news: the Optic team. Optic made a change, which I never thought was going to happen. Really, I thought it was going to be some other teams. I thought it was going to be another player job. I give you Optic Texas. So news have been made that it's simple. Optic drop Pred for Hook. Optic right now is chilling at 6th place, 110. 10 points above 10 points above 8. 20 points above 9th. That's saying something right there. So yeah, the news were made. The Optic roster, it's their usual roster of Shotzi, Dashi, Skies in for Kenny, Johnny Major, and instead of Pred is out. I introduce you to Hook. If we go back to Major 1, they went 6-1. One map loss. One lose. But if we go to or what is that doing? They're 5-1. 5-1 should matter probably. But if we look on how I went to here, this roster change it reminded me of your LA Thieves core. For people who love CDL and who know what I'm talking about, go back to that year and you know what I'm talking about. Man, it was a brutal year for us Thieves. Do I think the hook drop or the not the hook drop, the hook pickup and the press drop needed? People have been saying, or many of the pros on Optic have been saying, especially Shawsington, that they've been trying to convince Pred to change it, and Pred will not doing it. Pred will not listening, or Pred will not care. People are saying a whole bunch of rumors about what's going on. Also, have you seen the team play? Oof, brutal, right? Sorry, losing back in your own major and what is it? That Alomar get eliminated next round by Ultra, who went through, who went was it 12-0 before losing to Cloud9. So in reality, Optic, I'm putting you high C tier. I think you guys are for sure above it. I know. Optic fans are pissing me right now. I know. But hey, these are my words and my prediction. Boston Ravens have been better than Optic for the two majors, or for one major. I feel like, and I'm saying it, I feel like Optic can be a low B or a high C. In reality, if Optic did not change at all, I really think that Optic would have been a D tier. But in reality, there are two teams on here I think for sure are a D tier for now. I am not seeing any screens and no matchup player. At the end of playoffs, when stage 4 ends, I'll be ranking my post-year teams with on top team, and I'll be making a separate tier list for the champs teams. Moving on to Vancouver Surge. Surge, welcome to the A Squad. I have nothing to say for Surge. Surge have been wonderful. Look through the past couple minor. Minor 2, they have made it to on the finals where they lost to Steve. And the major, they have made their way all the way to the grand final, which they lost to FaZe. And look, I feel like this is where this team should be. This team is behind Thief due to the Thief super team, and also due to Thief's finding a way to recover better, and due to the Surge basically being a new roster with Neptune, but not really anymore. And Surge did not make a roster change. This is where I'm at with this team. Final words. Gorilla Mates. Gorilla Mates made one of the made so many changes. I was waiting for this. But what it is pissed me off. So here is what happened. Gridamates made changes. The first change was putting Lint to sub. And one of the changes that happened due to how he been playing. In reality, good decision. Next change they did was Priesta. Priesta had been benched immediately once the Major 2 and March 29th. Out of nowhere, Priesta is done for me. My bad, this is French, but it's French. But Priesta has been dropped from the team and removed from the team immediately. Priesta, I'll explain where he went soon. Then, yeah, we have to go back to Priesta. Priesta leaves the club today. Priesta was needed to leave, and reality this team was struggling, and I'm already know where I want to rank them. Then they add two players, which I'm very shocked to see how they're going to play with. Put the English version. They say time for reinforcements. Please welcome Johnny and Fellow. You have seen Fellow play, also by the way, Fellow, what is that here? Who are joining our CDL team or call team. I am going to be putting that from one of the other changes to me. I am putting their roster at D tier due to I have not seen Fellow play at all this season and Johnny played this season. Even though we have seen Johnny in the league before, he struggled, especially on the Paris Legion team. Which we know what happens to the Paris Legion team. That's what I'm putting right there. Next, we move on to Ultra. Ultra made no changes. In reality, I'm going to put them high B tier. I think this is basically a 3-team league with Face Deeps and Surge. Ultra, I feel like you can get up there. Ultra, for everybody wondering, is top 3. That's why I feel like they're high B tier. They're fan of Ravens, but not they're fan of Ravens and Boston. But in reality, it's just behind us. So reality, you put maybe Ultra up there. But I don't think. Oh, you know what? Never mind. What am I saying? Ultra. Put Ultra up here, and I'm gonna move. Yeah, yeah. Never mind. That's gonna be brought. Surge in front of a. These are middle. Ultra behind is. In reality, this is I think is crazy. So I'm gonna keep it like that how it was originally. Reality, those 38 can move on whatever you guys want. But I feel like Ultra is up there due to how they perform it, and especially how they went to Major 2, and then losing to Surge 3-1. Finally, we have Falcons. Vegas Falcons. Oh, Falcons blew up their roster for number one. Falcons blew up their roster. So after losing to Ravens 3-0, they had dropped their entire roster except for X and N. This guy right here. This guy right here. I want to where my mouse is if you guys can see my mouse. This guy, yeah, this guy right here. The third guy. That's the only person they kept. They say goodbye to Dooms. They say goodbye to everybody else. So what they did, they went crazy. What they did was simple but crazy. First, they went crazy by posting pets. And then they posted this. People were confused. April 1st. April Fool's. Is there going to be a prank on us? Well, they are not a prank. Because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Pred, who been dropped from Optic, have signed with Falcons. Which one do you mean they're crazy? Damn, they're really nothing but him. They're really nothing but him. Pred is in for Falcon. So I want to get copyrighted. Another news. So they keep exiting their player. That's what I'm guessing. In reality, what they also did after posting, they brought in Arcides and Priesta. Frieza, who dropped from Grillimates, and Arceus, who was on the Broken Phase roster back in Cold War, and also now on the who's playing in Challengers. And I made a cool pick right there and stuff like that, man. Where I want to put Falcon after I clear my thing, because it's. But if you look at their entire thing, here is all the roster changes. We'll talk about each of them. That's why I'm saying Falcons have a chance to put an upset. But in reality, Falcons, you're D tier. For now. In reality, I feel like this D tier Falcons might be a C tier. I don't think it'll be up there, but I think it'll be C tier. They're not an S tier, not an A tier, not a B tier. A C tier will be the highest. We'll see. We don't know. So to summarize the roster changes. Optic, they pick up Hook, drop Pred. Rocker, drop Ponix, pick up Kenny. It's gonna be weird seeing Kenny in that purple jersey. It's gonna be so weird. The Grenadiers put Lunars back into the league. Keep kids put Lunar back into the starting spot. Pick up Old Johnny, who we have not seen since MW2, and pick up Fennel, who had been on the Royal Grand before, but back in MW3. And then Falcon to you give me this roster. Who Prayer was an optic who won on champ. RC, that's the last time he played on the CDA roster. And then P Dog. And then Priesta, who's on the Grimmy. Who do I think won roster mania? Hard to tell. But I think Optic won. That's where I'm heading to. That's what we're picking. We're gonna move on to our final topic before I gotta chill because it's already late. It's 7 o'clock. It's CDM. For everyone, it's CDM. It's China Masters, and then also a bunch of things. Which one we should talk about the Sunshine Pro Series real quick. I don't want to get copyrighted. Don't want to get copyrighted. That's right. The North America ended with 4 teams making it. The 4 teams were Undream, Nexus, On Mythic, and NA Fall. My predictions. For anybody wondering, there is nothing when they free they qualify. I think that might be cash to be determined what the qualification is for. My prediction is that Undream will make it to the grand finals and will face either Nexus or NA Fallouts to be determined. I don't think there's an all mythic team to have a chance, but we don't know. Maybe. Let them. And also, I'm ready. I'm pissed on North America. North America is struggling. But hey, they did not announce that the brand new World Championship video or the roadmap is scheduled to be coming out the 5th. So, next podcast, we'll talk about it. For here, the 2 teams that made it, for here, the 4 teams that made it out were Galleries, Street Gaming, Amigos, and 4 Magic Gaming. Which one? This 2 team making it to the final and 4 finish crazy. And I'm gonna put them back there. So, we're gonna take a quick break, and when I come back, we'll be continuing. Be with you guys. All right, I'm back. My prediction for this thing, I'm saying the 2 teams making it to the grand final will be Galleries. Yeah, there's no shot nobody beats the Galleries team. The Galleries team is broken. They're 6-0, by the way. And the other team will be either Amigos, I think Amigos. I think Amigos are basically the only other team that have a shot. In reality, this last two teams belong together, so the three other teams, I don't know who else can make it. And then EU. EU is so easy to see the predictions already. EU, I have Animus and Exclusive making it to the finals. I have no idea who else can make it for them. And we move on to CDM. My bad if I'm going very quick. And also, what is it? Agreement master that happened? We can talk about that. Or the Green and Summer Invitation, which one the name of the page has not been made. Okay, so CDM. CDM for everyone, we did talk about the group for everyone. That's the weird this schedule being weird. So we had it. I really hope I don't. I really hope I don't get copyrighted. Alrighty, we had the group stage happen. Group stage 1 happened, which one I explained it, and boy was I surprised. And really not really cool. My prediction actually came through. Our predictions were, I think, and we already tell the group play. Extra Q9 Wolves, which one frame of one, that's a deadly mess to group stage, have all made it out of their groups. On the other side, Sandpoint, all gamers are AG, Godlike, King Zones, Q9, or King Zone OG, OUG, and Soul, which OUG the American squad, or the Western squad, and Soul have made it through to the decider, while the Yellows and Mighty Tiger Gaming have made it to challenger seats. Have been losing. In reality, the loser between Souls and Mighty Tiger Gaming is the worst team in the CDM for sure, because both of them are 0-4, 0 they're either 0-4 or 0-5. Imagine you can't put Diablos in there, but in reality, I think Diablos already beat. But in reality, if I look at the schedule, Diablos already did beat the Diablo. I mean, I think, yeah, Diablo beat Soul 3-2. Which one? This is crazy right here. Alright, so next was the Senior Insider. For everyone won the Senior Insider. 3-1 Godlike, 3-2 OUG all game. Best matchup this OUG game. Boy, look how this crazy there. And then Master Group. Remember, Master Group have started today. I'm very pissed that I'm seeing the score now. But yeah, Master Group. Wow, I am very pissed. I am very pissed. I thought, can we close? Okay, never mind. But yeah, that's all I have for. That's all I have. Yeah, that's basically all I have on my quiz. Can I remember? Yeah, but that's all I have. Thanks for watching, you guys. Don't forget to follow the social media and everything like that. What is it? Twitter and all that. Links will be in the description. Links will be in the description for the Spotify channel, and then for Spotify, and then for the YouTube, it'll be in the description below. So thank you again for watching. It's been episode 22, I think. And yeah, also for everyone in the special announcement, I decided to postpone that into some other date. I'm not in that to do the special announcement. But for now, I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. This has been a for you. This has been the microwave or the wave. Whatever you guys want. I'll see you guys next time.